For this video, we will be talking about drugs, but not the ones your uncle did in college, or the edibles your roommate swears don't really hit. No, today we're diving into the freak show. These are the drugs that don't just mess with your brain. They mess with your entire sense of reality, your body, and sometimes your very soul. This is the Hall of Fame of Why Does This Exist? The kind of drugs that sound like creepypastas but are completely real. So, buckle in. Here are 5 of the strangest, most cursed drugs in the world. LSD is known for being powerful. You drop acid, you're in for 8 to 12 hours of kaleidoscope fun. But Bromo-DragonFLY. This chemical laughs at LSD. This drug traps you in a psychedelic trip for 2 to 3 days straight. The name doesn't help. Dragonfly sounds whimsical, like it belongs on a child's colouring book. But this substance is a chemical landmine. One wrong dose, and it's game over. At first, users describe visuals so intense, they make LSD look like a screensaver. Geometric shapes, radiant colours, entire universes opening up. Sounds magical, until you realise the side effects can include vasoconstriction so severe that your fingers or toes literally die off. There are countless horror stories. A man in Sweden dosed too high, had hallucinations for nearly 100 hours, and ended up in the hospital as doctors fought to save his arm from necrosis. Another user said he thought he had died, attended his own funeral, and then realised he still had 2 days left of tripping to go. Imagine thinking, oh, thank God, it's finally wearing off. And then your walls start breathing again. It's not nicknamed the trip that never ends for nothing. Even hardcore psychonauts online say, do not touch this one unless you hate yourself. Krokodil, the flesh-eating street drug. If Bromo-DragonFLY is the trip that never ends, Krokodil is the high that ends you. Krokodil, real name disamorphine, is a homebrewed opioid that popped up in Russia as a cheaper alternative to heroin. Sounds simple, except it's cooked using things like gasoline, paint thinner, and phosphorus scraped off matchboxes. Basically, it's meth lab chic. The nickname comes from what it does to your skin. Users develop green scaly patches that look like crocodile skin. And that's the best case scenario. Worst case, the drug literally eats flesh from the inside out, exposing bone. One addict described it as the drug that lets you watch yourself decompose in real time. Another said she injected it once, saw her skin turning black, and still went back because the high was that addictive. It's morbid, but you almost have to respect the dedication. Imagine choosing between heroin and liquid necrosis, and picking the second one anyway. Ibogaine, the spiritual reset button. Next up is a drug that doesn't rot your body or steal your free will, but instead flings your soul into a 36-hour therapy session you didn't ask for. This is Ibogaine, a psychedelic alkaloid from the bark of the African Iboga shrub. In the Bwiti religion of Gabon, Iboga has been used for centuries in initiation rituals. But in the modern world, it's become known for something much stranger, its ability to break addiction. Users say, 1 dose of Ibogaine can erase opioid cravings, alcohol dependence, even nicotine. Clinics in Mexico and underground retreats across the globe now offer Ibogaine therapy for desperate addicts. But this is no gentle ayahuasca retreat. The trip is brutal. People describe being pinned to their bed, eyes closed, while an endless reel of personal memories plays in their head. Childhood traumas, bad breakups, every mistake you've ever made, on repeat. One addict wrote that Ibogaine showed him every lie he'd ever told, every time he hurt someone, every wasted opportunity, like a divine PowerPoint presentation designed to break him down. When it was over, he said, his addiction was gone. Another addict described it as talking to the spirit of Iboga, who told him bluntly, "This is your last chance." He's been clean since. But here's the catch. Ibogaine can kill you. It's cardiotoxic. And there are documented cases of patients dying mid-trip. So while some people come out reborn, others don't come out at all. It's the ultimate gamble. A second chance at life, or your final chapter. Scopolamine, devil's breath. The real-life mind control drug. Some drugs make you hallucinate. Some make you vomit your soul out. But scopolamine? This one steals your free will. Scopolamine comes from the borrachero tree in Colombia, and it's earned the street name Devil's Breath. Why? Because it's odorless, tasteless, and terrifyingly effective. Criminals reportedly grind the seeds into powder and blow it into victims' faces, or slip it into drinks. Within minutes, the target is awake, moving, and completely obedient. But their memory of the event vanishes. Victims have cleaned out their own bank accounts, helped strangers loot their apartments, even walked willingly into kidnappings, all while thinking they were acting normally. One Colombian newspaper reported a case of a man helping burglars carry his own furniture out of his apartment. When police found him later, he had no idea why his home was empty. Doctors call it the most dangerous drug in the world, because unlike LSD or shrooms, there's no trip. There's just a blackout where you become someone else's puppet. It's the closest thing humanity has to a real-life zombie powder. Datura, Jimson weed, the plant that tricks reality. A plant so cursed that even seasoned psychonauts on drug forums beg people not to touch it. Datura has been used for centuries in rituals around the world. But unlike psychedelics that expand your consciousness, Datura doesn't expand anything. It just shatters your grip on reality. Datura is a delirium. That means when you hallucinate, you don't know you're hallucinating. You believe what you see. And the stories are terrifying. One user spent hours smoking imaginary cigarettes, even flicking ash onto the floor. His friends watched him smoke nothing like it was the most depressing magic trick ever. Another described spending a night hanging out with old friends, except half the people he talked to weren't real. Some wake up in jail cells or hospitals after wandering into traffic or stripping naked in public, chased by invisible attackers. The worst part? Datura doesn't give you visions of gods or cosmic truths. It gives you confusion, paranoia, and blackouts. It's like your brain is playing an elaborate prank on you, and you're the punchline. In short, if the other drugs on this list are nightmares, Datura is a nightmare that convinces you it's reality. So there you have it, 5 of the strangest drugs ever to haunt humanity. Each one fascinating, each one horrifying, and each one proves that just because something can get you high doesn't mean it should. Because at the end of the day, if your choices are beer and Netflix or rotting flesh, 100-hour hallucinations, and smoking imaginary cigarettes, maybe it's time to stick to Netflix.